Help me, Jesus! Snake falls out of sky, lands on woman, then both attacked by a hawk. Okay, I get the hawk swooping in, but how did the snake fall from the sky? It wasn't one of the ones messing with Samuel L. Jackson, was it?
I have had it with these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane!
What the fuck is up, Internet? I'm that dude, Swainzilla, aka old guy with too much time on his hands. And this is Crazy Ass News. In today's episode, we learn about an extraordinary chain of events involving a falling snake, a hungry hawk, and a very unlucky woman. Peggy Jones in Silsbee, Texas, was mowing her yard when a snake fell from the sky and landed on her. Imagine minding your own business, just vibing, probably sipping on a beer, mowing the grass, then boom, out of nowhere, a fucking snake lands on you from out of the sky. I probably wouldn't spill my beer, but that would scare the shit out of me. The bizarre incident didn't end there. After the snake fell out of the sky, landed on her, and started squeezing, a fucking hawk attacked her ass too. Peggy cried out during the attack, screaming, "Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jesus! Help me, Jesus!" Peggy described how the snake and hawk attack went down.
The snake was squeezing so hard, and I was waving my arms in the air. And then this hawk was swooping down, clawing at my arm over and over.
Bro, this chick was just trying to mow her goddamn yard. The hawk eventually managed to rip the snake off her arm and then flew away with it. Peggy thinks the hawk came down on her like 4 times trying to get the snake, fucking her arm up in the process. Peggy was taken to the emergency room where she was treated for cuts from the hawk and bruising from the snake squeezing. Somehow she wasn't bitten by the snake, but it squeezed the living hell out of her. Her glasses were broken during the incident, and there was venom found on them. Like the fucking snake was trying to blind her ass too. Despite the ordeal, Peggy considers herself lucky to have survived the double attack. That does not look like luck to me.
You got bad luck.
This wasn't her first encounter with a snake. She survived a venomous snake bite a few years ago. Peggy gives 0 fucks though, and has already returned to mowing on her tractor, with her husband watching out for her during her first ride back. I don't know though, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Has a wild animal ever attacked you while you were doing chores? For me, not a wild animal, but my mom's friend. I was feeding her dog one time years ago when I was a kid, and that motherfucker latched onto me. Like, I still have scars from where this dog, I went to feed the dog thinking, hey, it's a dog. Now this was back in the day when people just had their dogs chained outside, right, with a dog house and all that. So I went out to feed this lady's dog, my mom's friend, and this motherfucker just latched onto my arm. Like, the fucker was stuck. I was what, 10? I don't even know if I was 10 yet. But there was like nobody else around, so I was fending for myself against this dog. I don't remember what the breed was, but it was probably, it grabbed me by the arm. I was like in 9, 10-ish. So it was a half decent sized dog, and my instincts kicked in, and I just started punching this poor dog, who probably just was pissed off that it was on a chain outside with the doghouse, latched onto me, and I just started pummeling the motherfucker until eventually it let loose. And I still have the scars to this day. Peggy says she feels lucky to be alive. What was your luckiest escape from danger? For me, it wasn't so much luck, other than, like, maybe ignorance. Years ago, I remember it vividly to this day. I don't know, I was in my teens. I'm a walker. I've always been like a pedestrian because, first of all, cars are too expensive and they're not very reliable. And I can't even keep a bike on the road, right? Like, I'm constantly getting flat tires, the chain's falling off, all kinds of random shit. So I've always been, like, I've always relied on walking. Well, I'm from, like, the boonies, bro. Like, I grew up where it's cold at. Like, I'm walking home from, I don't have no clue where I was walking home from. But I'm in the countryside, and it's nighttime. And I'm walking, minding my own goddamn business, probably listening to headphones at the time. And I just start hearing this crazy ass, like, scream sound. And it didn't sound like a normal scream or screech. It sounded like a baby crying, right? It was weird. It was kind of creepy. But in my mind, now where I'm from at the time, this is where the ignorance plays in. I thought there was mountain lions and all kinds of big cats in the woods, right? Apparently that's not true. The biggest wild cat that we have where I grew up is a bobcat, which probably isn't that big. But my initial thought when I heard this baby crying was, oh my god, a fucking mountain lion is trying to trick me to go into the woods so it can eat my ass, right? So I am just suddenly paranoid. I keep hearing it, and it gets creepier and creepier every time I hear it. So I'm walking in, like I said, the countryside, and I'm like starting to try people's houses, right? Like doors. Like there's only a handful of houses, but eventually I found my way into a neighbor, I'm talking like a mile away from my house. I found a way into their garage. And it was nighttime, dude. I camped out in my neighbor's garage for like 4 hours until the sun came up, so that when I was walking, if this fucking mountain lion came to attack me, I could see it in the daylight.
Oh my God, what a brilliant idea.
Peggy has Save Me Jesus. Fred Sanford has I'm Coming Elizabeth. Do you have a catchphrase you use when you're like stressing out? I don't really have a catchphrase. I'm like Jim from The Office. When some shit happens to me, I look off to like there's a film crew in the corner of the room watching, and I just give them like a look, and I'm like half expecting the film crew to be like, yeah, man, you got fucked over there. Usually it comes to like I don't have a whole like I've constructed my life in a way where I have like zero responsibility. I just have to pay my bills. That's all I have to do. So most of the time I spend like my free time playing video games and recording these stupid ass videos. But so usually it's when I'm playing video games and I get like joked on something and lag or whatever, and I'll glance over the corner of my fucking room like you know what I mean, like like there's a goddamn film crew over there, like fucking Spielberg's over there, like with one of those fucking end scene fucking things. And yeah, I don't have a catchphrase though.
Why'd you just say that in the first place?
What do you think about this whole crazy ass story? I'm still like extremely concerned. Like, where the fuck did the snake come from? They don't even discuss it in the article that I read. What the possible like situations that would have led from a snake. This woman's mowing her grass, and a snake jumped on her arm, and the fucker was big enough that when it squeezed her arm, it left bruising. Like, what? New fear unlocked? Am I right? Like, that's my biggest thought. And then I'm just like, and then the hawk swooped down, because the hawk must have been, maybe the snake was in a tree and it jumped down to escape the hawk to begin with. Like, fucking, look, Mother Nature's crazy. And the fucking wild kingdom, the animal kingdom, is off the chain. It does what it wants. And maybe the snake was in a tree for whatever reason, jumped down to escape the hawk, landed on fucking Peggy, thinking she was a tree branch, and started squeezing just to hold on to dear life because it knew the hawk was going to start fucking biting at it. The hawk swoops in, and it just, maybe, like, Peggy's probably at this point, as soon as a snake falls on her, she's like waving her arms, probably, she was screaming for Jesus. And the hawk, I wonder what instincts in the snake and the hawk kicked off for this whole situation to play out the way that it did. I mean, look, I make fun of Peggy for being unlucky that this event happened to her. Like, what the fuck? But maybe she did luck out, because the hawk could have fucking panicked and just started fucking, I don't know how You know what I mean? They got talons. The snake, we don't know if she said there was venom on her fucking glasses. So is the snake venomous? Like, she probably is pretty lucky to be kicking after that. Like, if a snake lands on your ass, you're like, oh fuck, this sucks. But then if a hawk jumps on you too, you're probably like, oh shit, this is over.
That's a wrap.
And there you have it, folks. Peggy Jones proving that living in Texas is truly an adventure. So remember, keep your head on a swivel and stay alert, because now snakes are jumping out of the fucking sky. Anyway, that's all I have for now. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.